What's up, everybody? I had to sneak off into my bedroom today to get away from kids and distractions to come live. It's a little bit of a different background, but they're outside playing in the backyard, and they would follow me into the house if I came in the house. So I came in here and locked myself up. But no, it's great to connect with everyone again today. If you want to, I'll take a few seconds on the front end. I typically don't, just because, just to be respectful of everybody's time and watching the replay and things like that. But I'll take a few seconds and give some shout outs. I see Justin Martin's on, Justin and Celia out in Nebraska. Mark Maddox, what's up? My beautiful wife Aaliyah is watching from somewhere. What's up, Wayne? Up in Montana. Glad to see everybody. But um, but yeah, real quickly. So what I put on here as far as the title, I put, what is the most powerful gift that we possess? So I'm curious what your thoughts are. I can't wait too long, but if you guys think of anything to comment, if you want to try to comment and guess what I'm going to say, I'd love to see your guys' thoughts on that. Of course, I have something in mind that I'm going to say, and um, it's all subjective. But hey, Lisa, out in Florida, via Illinois, moved from Illinois to Florida. Hey, babe. But no, so I'm curious if you can throw something in the comments, like what do you think the most power, gift from God, as far as like what do do we possess that makes the biggest difference in our life? The power that we possess that can make the biggest difference in our life. What do you guys think it is? Justin said the brain. I'm assuming, yeah, like the mind. Yeah, that's it's definitely good. What's up, Wayne? Montana in the house. What's up, Becky in Lubbock? What's up, Will Cagle, Natalie Ruano? Um, what do you guys think it is? I got one person said the brain or the mind, but all right, I'll just get into it. I don't want to keep you guys on here too long in suspense. Um, I believe that it's the power of choice. So I'm sure you've all heard the adage. It's not what happened to you, it's not what happens to you, but it's how you respond. We have the choice on how we respond to things, but there's lots of things that we can choose throughout the day, like what we focus on, how we perceive, our circumstances, the conditions of our life, and it's easy to get caught up in the conditions of our life, and I guess relinquish control to external circumstances versus our choice to make the decisions, necessary to live the life that we want. But if you think about, I mean, even small decisions that we've made in our life that may have changed our entire life, whether that be negatively or positively, but being able to choose is amazing. It's, you know, God created, all the animals, and then we have us as humans, and I believe that we're God's highest form of creation. This is my, personal belief, but if you notice, like there's lots of animals that can change themselves to adapt to their surroundings, to their environment. But I believe that we have a power. Justin mentioned the mind or the brain earlier. I think that we have a power to where the way we choose to perceive life changes the world to us. So versus changing us to adapt to the world, the way we think and the lens in which we perceive and the choices that we make changes our whole world and our whole life. If we don't like where we are, geographically speaking, like if we don't like where we live, we can move. We're not a tree. We can move. We can, if we don't, If a specific relationship's not serving us in a positive way, we can end that relationship. Um, but we can choose what to focus on, which will, create how you feel. But if you understand, it's not the facts that determine how our life is or how we feel about life. It's how we choose to perceive those facts. Like, for instance, what's going on right now with the quarantine, the COVID. I know everybody's probably tired of hearing about it, but I'm just saying, like, it's relevant at this time. So I'm just using it as an example. But some people kind of have that fear mentality, like, oh well, I can't do anything, I can't make money, I'm stuck at home. Woe is me. What do I do? But the others may perceive this as, hey, this is a great opportunity. People are looking for ways to earn extra money, and however they perceive it and however they expect it to happen is usually how it's going to happen. Henry Ford says, if you think you can or if you think you can't, you're usually right. And so it's how we perceive it. It's what we focus on and what we choose to do about it. I've seen such little decisions. I think back on my life, and even the smallest decisions have made some of the biggest, impacts in my life. That one small decision um, to slide up in this hot blonde's DMs who owned a salon in Sulphur and on Instagram and shoot her a message and invite her to hang out turned into meeting the love of my life and getting married and finding my soulmate. But that one small decision, I could have just scrolled right past that and not sent that text. It could be just choosing what we eat, our health and how we live as far as our body, saying, hey, I'm going to eat this tonight for dinner, or I'm not going to eat this. And those decisions compound over a length of time and yield a certain result. But it is those simple, small decisions that make the difference. Choosing to exercise, choosing not to exercise, choosing to listen to, the news, or listen to maybe a personal development audio on YouTube. It's just small decisions. But more importantly, it's the same. Jim Rohn says this. He says the same wind blows on us all, but it's the set of our sail that makes the difference. Meaning, life's going to happen to us. Life is a mixture of opportunity mixed with difficulties. He says sometimes there's more difficulty than opportunity. Sometimes there's more opportunity than difficulty. But it is the same for everybody. It's recession, then expansion, then recession, then expansion. It's, the seasons change, nighttime, the next comes daytime, and then nighttime. It all happens the same way for everyone. But it is those choices that we make and who we become and how we perceive life, the lens in which we see it. I think I may have mentioned this a little bit yesterday, but those choices determine our life. It's whatever we focus on is how we're going to feel, and how we feel, those emotions are going to determine our actions, which then determine our results. And then those results will reinforce how we think. But I believe that, the power of choice is something very powerful that we tend to take for granted. So what I would encourage you guys to do is take inventory of the small decisions that you make day to day and watch how they impact your life. Because see, when you're conscious about the decisions that you're making, and then you think about the results that are going to come, or maybe the consequences that will come from the small decisions that you make, then we're more. What's up, Deshaun? Oh man. When we're conscious about those, what's up, Bradley? What we do in the dark always comes to light. That's a great point, Bradley. But it's the decisions that we make in the hard times that determine who we are. A lot of times they separate you from the masses. And there's a reason I said respond, not react. When I said, it's not what happens to us, but it's how we respond. A lot of times, think about that too. When Are you going to respond to a situation, or are you going to react to a situation? I think the term react is negative. Like if you have a reaction to a medicine, you think of that like in a negative way, right? Or like if you take something and you're responding to it, it's positive. So try to respond to situations rather than react to situations. Try to be conscious about decisions that you make, even the small ones, and think of them when you do those simple daily disciplines over creating those micro habits over a length of time, how those decisions will determine what results will come from those decisions. But also just remember that you're in control. You're in control. A lot of times we want to point fingers and we want to blame others uh, when things are happening in our life, when quite honestly it's us, it's who we are, it's our decisions that we make. And sometimes taking that responsibility and just owning up to that is liberating. I guess you could say it's liberating because you realize, hey, if it's gonna be, it's up to me. You know, it's up to me how many people I reach out to today. It's up to me the amount of effort I put into my business. It's not up to, well, this leader didn't help me, or I didn't have help, or when I started, the person that introduced me into the business that I'm in quit just a few weeks after they introduced it to me. And I could have been like, well, they quit, so this, I could have used that as an excuse, but no, I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And sometimes we have to own up to that kind of stuff. Or if we make a poor decision, in the moment, maybe fall into temptation or make a poor decision in life that, yields negative consequences. Owning that mistake and saying, hey, you know what? I fudged up. I screwed up, right? And instead of blaming someone else or blaming the circumstances, say, you know what? Next time this happens in my life, I'm not going to give the devil a foothold. I'm not going to put myself in that position to let something like this happen. I'm going to make a better decision because I know that this could hurt a lot of people, or this could affect my family in a negative way, or hurt someone that I care about. So you gotta think about those things. So the more conscious we are about the simple decisions that we make, and understanding that even small choices, God gave us the ability to choose. It's a powerful, it's a powerful gift that He's given us, is the power to choose. What do I want to do today? What do I want to focus on? What do I want to think about? I talked about this yesterday, the power of our thoughts. It's like if you take inventory or if you think about what you're actually thinking about and you eliminate or replace those thoughts that aren't serving you in a positive way, your whole life's going to be different, because remember, your thoughts lead to your emotions that lead to your actions that lead to your results. So Jim Rohn says it's your philosophy that leads to your feelings that lead to your action that leads to your results. So just remember that you do have the right to choose. You do have the power of choice. And sometimes when we don't think we have a choice, we do. If you don't like your job, find a different job. If you're not happy in a relationship, work on yourself first, and then see if it's you that's the problem. A lot of times it is us that's the problem. Take ownership of where you may be falling short, but then if it's not working out, change it. Change it. And that's in anything in life. So I hope what I said in some sort of way made sense. Going into this live, I had a lot of clarity on what I was trying to share with you guys. But sometimes it's hard for me to put things into words. But I hope this came across the right way. If you think if you decide you want to share this, feel free to share any posts I make. Your guys' likes and comments and stuff like that, it means the world. And I've been enjoying connecting with you guys each day doing this, and I do my best to add some value. I don't share things that I haven't experienced personally. Anything I talk about, it's not like it's some type of theoretical deal. I mean, it's just things that I've experienced, wisdom I've gained through going through something, and if something that I share maybe impacts just one person's life in a positive way, I feel like I've done. It's fulfilling to me and it's rewarding, and that's what it's all about. Success without fulfillment is failure. I think Tony Robbins says that. So I'm always trying to do something positive each day now to impact someone, impact someone's life. And if I do that every day, if I make the choice to do that every day, then over time, that ripple effect, you know, maybe leave a small dent, maybe leave a small dent in the world after I'm gone. And that, The Extreme Ownership, that's a great book. Jocko Willink, the Navy SEAL, he wrote the book Extreme Ownership. My favorite line in that book, Matt, is there's no such thing as bad teams, only bad leaders. And that's the whole book is about exactly what I was talking about taking ownership of your decisions. And that's an excellent book recommendation. It's got a lot of good books, The Dichotomy of Leadership. He uses like war references and analogies and things that happen with the SEAL team that he was on, and also compares them to business and in life and stuff. It's good. Great. Thanks, man. You posting that. But all right. Well, I guess I'll hop off. But yeah, let's just all focus, myself included. Anything I'd say to you guys, I'm talking to myself too. But let's just try to be conscious about the small decisions that we make throughout the day, and just know that everything we do has some sort of result to it. It's like every action leads to, like, how is that? Newton's law of motion, I guess. Like, for every action, there's an opposite or equal or opposite reaction. So it's like the law of reciprocity, like give and take. The law, the parable of the sower. You plant a seed. Like it's like everything you do is going to cost. If something goes up, it's got to come down. If you want love, give love. If you want respect, give respect. If you want trust, give trust. What you give is going to come back to you, and I just believe that's kind of like a universal law. And so like if you want to become more if you want to, another thing Jim Rohn says, and I'm going to get off after this. He says, you will always be paid in direct proportion to the value that you add to the marketplace. So like if you want to earn more money, become more valuable. And because when you add value, he says something like, if you work harder than you're getting paid for, eventually you're going to get paid for. Eventually it's going to come back to you. It has to. It's like a law, like gravity. So just remember, like everything you're doing leads to something. And don't give to get, because I believe your heart has to be in the right place for it to make a difference. Give to give, but know that you're not going to outgive God. So like if you was it Andrew Carnegie that said he wanted to spend the first half of his life earning as much money as he could to give the second half of his life to give it all away. Become more to be able to give more and add more value, and just watch what happens in your life when you begin to do that. You can't give from an empty well. So focus on yourself, work hard on yourself, and make the right decisions with integrity. I don't believe that we'll ever live up, and trust me on this, I'm speaking from experience on this too. I don't believe we'll ever live up to our full potential unless we're living with integrity and doing things for the right reasons and with your heart in the right place. And I think if we continue to do that, I think God will give the increase. Any of us can plant a seed, but none of us can make a tree. I can't go out in my yard and just go make a tree. God's got to do that. But I can plant a seed, and I can work, to take care of that plant as it grows. But God's got to give the increase. So I think if we go out there and plant seeds and do it with the right, with our heart in the right place, become as valuable as we can through personal development, gaining that knowledge, and invest into other people, make good choices, and be conscious about those choices that we make every day, that, especially all of us doing that together, I think the world will be a better place for sure. And I promise to do my part. I don't, I'm definitely not perfect. I'm growing every single day. I'm a completely different person than I was a year ago, and even more so 7 years ago. And I just work on being better every day, and I hope that I'm able to add some sort of value to you guys, and even if it's just a small amount. And you guys inspire me as well. I like watching your videos that you post, reading your comments, and I just like sharing the love and spreading the love. And if I can ever do anything for any of you guys, please don't hesitate to reach out. But it's a blast doing life with all of you guys and just living life to the fullest. And I think that this is going to be a special year. I know it's definitely one that we all are going to remember. It's been a unique first, half of the year, but I think it's going to end up being one of the best years. I do believe it, and that's what I expect. And I'm excited. So I guess with that, you guys have a great night. I've been on here 20 minutes. God bless, and I look forward to, hey, Caitlin Wheeler, what's up? Yes, great comments. God will bless those that walk in integrity. I do believe that. Lance, what's up, my man? All right, well, if you guys decide to share this, that's awesome. If you love the comments, I'll go back and try to reply to them later. And thanks for everybody that subscribed to my YouTube channel. I posted on my Facebook yesterday, and got a lot of new subscribers. And so some stuff I'll post on there that I won't necessarily do on Facebook, and vice versa. But yeah, I just appreciate the love. It means a lot. I don't take it lightly. But you guys have a great rest of the day and a great week. And see you guys on here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.